Multi-level marketing is illegal.
Yeah, it's a scam. Complete outright scam. It's unethical. It's immoral.
Yeah.
How can you possibly get involved in something like this?
Exactly.
So that's what's being said out there. In preparation for this today, I went and had a look at the YouTube and Facebook comments around multi-level marketing being a scam, and there's a lot of people who are disenchanted or unhappy, who've been somehow taken in the industry and who are spewing quite a bit of hate and poison about the industry as a whole. So there's a lot of that stuff out there, and I know from our existing clients, they go along and we're talking to them about MLM, and they come to us and they don't even want to admit that they're doing MLM because of all the negative press that the industry has got. Now the problem you have with multi-level marketing is that the marketing strategy, this whole idea of being able to create a pyramid, let's call it, of people who are all selling products, unbelievably powerful. So what happens is people who don't even have a product, they leverage this method of getting people involved, and they generate enormous amounts of money, even though there's no product, even though it's unethical, immoral, illegal. They are able to leverage the power of multi-level marketing in that way and scam people. Pyramids are everywhere. So banks are pyramids.
Yeah.
You've got the chairman, you've got the board of directors, you've got the people working in the bank, and then you've got the customers. So pyramids are everywhere, but it's what people do with these pyramids that, for me, is what makes it ethical or unethical.
Yes. Well, there's the pyramid, and then there's the scheme.
Exactly.
So the pyramids exist everywhere, and the scheme is something there's an illegal element to what they're doing within their business. Can you define what multi-level marketing is?
So in normal business, you've got a product or a service that you want to deliver to somebody. And what you do is you market that product or service through various different methods. Either it's going to the retail outlets, or you're doing it on an e-commerce platform, or you're doing it in a real world type scenario where people are coming to a booth or some sort of area where you're selling your product or service. And you then do a transaction with them. They buy your service or your product, they pay you for it, and there's what we call a fair exchange of value. That's standard business. So multi-level marketing is no different. What needs to happen is, fundamentally, you need to have a product that a person who's not interested in being a network marketer would buy from you because there's an intrinsic transfer value. So if you have a look at all of the ethical and moral businesses out there, companies like, for example, Tupperware or Avon, two prime examples, they have a great product. The vast majority of people who buy the product are not involved in the network. The vast majority are just customers. Those people see the value of the product. They accept that there is intrinsic value. They then pay for the product. They receive the product, and they will buy that product over and over and over again because of the intrinsic value. Now, where multi-level marketing comes in is it's a method of making the sale. So it's not a method of doing away with having a good product or selling a product that is not value for money. It's a method of transferring ownership of a great product. So what happens is a person, an individual, will come in, will join the MLM business. There will be this entire infrastructure. The company is handling the software, they're handling the product, they're handling fulfillment, they're handling the staffing, they're handling offices, telephones, internet connection, they're handling everything. There's an entire infrastructure there. A person, an individual, then joins the business, and they get to leverage this entire infrastructure. They go and see you, who's a customer. They show you the product. They tell you about the product. You like the product. You buy the product. Now, if anything in that is unethical, I'd like to know what it is. Because at the end of the day, it's a really cool way of getting your product to the client. Now, let me compare this to another unethical business that I'm solidly against. Let's take the big retail chain stores. So what they do is they're only interested in selling the product as cheap as is humanly possible. That's all they're interested in. The cheaper they can sell it, the better. Now, how do they make it cheap? It's real easy. Number one, they squeeze the manufacturer. So when you come to them to sell this glass, they're going to push you to give them the lowest possible price. They're then going to pay you on 60, 90, 120 days they'll pay you on. So in order to make margin, what most manufacturers do is they reduce the expensive content in their product so that they can make margin. The second unethical thing is that they pay their staff as little as is humanly possible to keep the prices as low as possible. So the staff doesn't make any money. They're working for peanuts. If you have a look at the staff in some of these shops and ask them what they're earning, you'd be horrified. So staff's not making any money. The suppliers are not making any money. Who's actually making money here? There's only one company that's making money, and that's the big retailer.
Yes.
And they're justifying it by saying we're trying to give the end consumer a fair deal. But that's like saying, hey, buy shirts from some Eastern country that is using child labor to make the shirts. Hey, we're giving the children something to do and we're keeping the prices down for you. Well, that's not a way to justify low prices as far as I'm concerned. So when I look at an illegal or an unethical, let's call it, pyramid scam, the retail stores for me are right at the top of the list.
So I had another sip of coffee and I remembered what I was going to say. Okay. The other thing is expectations need to be managed. You need to be trained by your people. And that comes from company down. So identify that the company is not doing anything immoral and ethical, and then understand that I'm not being told or given a false promise of you don't have to sit back, relax, and buy an island on the Seychelles. You have to work in order to get that $1,000.
Yeah, so I've created it as a pyramid because I think it's actually quite fun. I'm a big fan of pyramids, by the way, because I think hierarchical structures are everywhere.
Yes.
You know, there's not a single organization that I can identify that doesn't have a hierarchical structure that's not pyramid in shape. So I love pyramids. So when people say this is not a pyramid, I know it is a pyramid.
Yes.
I'm happy with that. It's not a scheme though. And how do you know if it's a scheme or not? And that's where we look at. So the first thing that you'll see, point number one, is having a simple compensation plan. So the thing is that 90% of the time when I see a simple compensation plan, it is an indication that the person does not understand multi-level marketing, and it's also an indication that they're probably an illegal pyramid.
Okay.
And that's because in a simple plan, you can't actually attend to all of the different areas. So you can't have, in a simple plan, they generally don't have a retail commission. In a simple plan, they're generating sales. They're saying, well, we give out 20% on level 1 and 5% on level 2, and they just give out level-based commissions. In a simple plan, people earn money for doing nothing. And what we find is that that attracts all the wrong kind of people. So the first thing that I look at is if the plan is too simple, then that is a sign that there's something going on there. Now, it's not always, but generally it's a sign that there's something that you should be worried about and digging deep in. Does the company offer a retail commission? In other words, the question you need to ask yourself is, if I don't ever sign up a single person, can I make a living selling this product?
Right.
And if the answer is no, then you don't have a business. If you can't sell the product to customers, like take Tupperware. I mean, everybody has got Tupperware. I mean, my mom has got Tupperware that goes back 50 odd years.
Yes.
Still working, by the way, still cool. Now, their product has got a lifetime guarantee. The product is really good. It's well manufactured. It's, from a utility point of view, it's wonderfully designed. And so people, customers, buy the product. And when I sell it to you, I make a commission. So every time I sell an item, I make a commission. So I build up a client base. They buy from me on a regular basis. Every time they buy from me, I earn money.
Yes.
And so I can have parties where everybody can buy in a group. I can see people one-on-one. I can meet my friend for coffee at the coffee shop, and I can sell the product. And as long as there's enough commission there, we're good. And there's normally two commissions attached to retail. One is a straight retail commission. I buy the product for $80. I sell it to my friend for $100. I make a $20 commission. The second way is that there is a volume bonus. And normally what happens with the volume bonus is the companies add up all my customer sales, that sells to customers over the month, my personal purchases and the sales to customers. And at the end of the month, they calculate what volume of sales I've made in the month, and they will give me an extra volume bonus for achieving high volume sales.
Yes.
So when I'm looking at a compensation plan, the first thing, at least a business, the first thing I look at is the product. Is this product genuinely a value for money item? And the second thing I look at is, can I make money just selling the product? Now, if the answer to those two are no, then you immediately, straight away, have an illegal pyramid scam on your hand. Because you must be able to make money from your business selling the product. Otherwise, what have you got? Recruiting. Well, the problem with that is that, let's say I have to recruit 2 people to make $10. For them to make $10, they have to recruit 2 people. So now we've got 4 people on the bottom line, none of whom are making money. Because everybody had to bring in 2 people to make $10. Now, if those people, you say, okay, well, they can just bring in 2 people. Well, they bring in 2 people. Now suddenly we've got 8 people on the next level, not making money, and now there's 4, 5, 6, 7 people making money. So at this point, there's more people not making money who are making money. And the problem is there's always a bottom to the pyramid.
Yes.
There's always a bottom to the pyramid. So it doesn't matter how many times you say, well, they just have to recruit 2. At some point, you run out of people. And then more than 50% of your people are not earning money. And if they can't earn money by just selling the product to customers, there is no business. So that's what makes a pyramid scheme. The bottom of the pyramid is funding the top of the pyramid.
Yes. And when that bottom of the pyramid leaves, well, the whole pyramid then just collapses.
Collapses, exactly. And then there needs to be a refund policy. What a lot of these illegal pyramid scammy companies do is they get you to buy a large amount of stock. It's called front loading. And then they don't refund you if you want to give it back. Well, you need to make sure in the terms and conditions that if you buy stock and you can't sell it, that they will take it back and pay you back your money. So that is a huge check mark next to this is a legal, legitimate business. So refund policy. Commission on training. So this is a big one. Some of these companies say, oh, we're a training company. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to do our multi-level marketing business, and you sign people up to that training and we'll pay you commission. Well,
no.
Hello. That's not legal.
Yes.
That's just a scam.
Yeah.
If I teach you, for example, how to trade on the stock exchange or how to do Forex, or that's fine, because then I'm giving you a value that you would have bought regardless of the business. And as an agent, I can sign you up as a customer to attend that training.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
and that's a very big part of MLM businesses.
Yes.
Actually, training courses. That's a fantastic product to have within the MLM space.
Absolutely. So it's a service business, and I love those service businesses but there has to be a value exchange.
Yes.
In other words, you needed to want to learn that subject as a customer, sign up, think it was a fair exchange of value. We teach you how to do that, then we can pay commissions. But if I'm just teaching you how to do our business, how to sign up 2 people, then that's just a scam. So you need to make sure that they are not paying any commission on training.
Yes.
And that they are focused on the training to train you how to do the business is free. If it's a training company, they need to have a product outside of the business which they teach you about.
So paying for that, there's value that you get from that training. There's value. So paying for value is what we speak about. But paying for value, paying for the training on how you do the business that you've just signed up in, that is where it becomes illegal.
Well, in actual fact, no. I need to rephrase that. Many MLM companies will charge you to come to their weekend seminars.
Yes.
Okay, so they're going to teach you about the business. They're going to get proper people come in and train you on how to manage your network and how to recruit people and all of that kind of stuff. And I've actually got no intrinsic problem with them charging you to do that, because there's costs involved in that.
Yes.
You know, you have to pay for the people who are going to talk, to fly to wherever it is. You've got to pay for the venues, etc. So I got no problem with that. The issue comes in when you pay commission on that.
Okay.
So if I book you and you pay for the training and then I earn a commission on it, that's where the problem comes in. So you're not allowed to do that. That's illegal pyramid territory. So so it's commission on training, not actually paying for training. You can charge for training. There's no problem with that. Then the cost.
It goes into that as well.
Yeah, same thing as, again, unrealistic costs. So I say to you, hey, I'm going to teach you how to drink this coffee and it's only going to cost you $20,000.
Yes.
Well, come on, let's be realistic. Is that a good value exchange? Well, obviously not.
It's not,
so,
no. And I need to understand, I need to learn. So I'm going to go, well, I kind of need to pay this to learn. And that's just an unfair exchange.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a good value exchange. So you've got to watch out for that. That's a key thing. Unrealistic earning claims.
It goes back to managing the expectation. Now, if Stuart's sitting there across the room from Richard and saying, Richard, I took home $20,000 this past month. You can do it too. Now, you still need to be prepared to work. And it goes back to the wishbone and the backbone.
If a company's asking you to buy a bunch of stock, that's a huge, huge red light.
Yes. Just a lot of these MLM companies are doing that.
Immediately get the hell out of Dodge as far as I'm concerned. If they're asking you to buy a lot of stock, it's called front loading. If they're asking you to buy a lot of stock, you need to get out of there quickly because there's nothing legitimate and legal about that. 70% of your sales must be coming from customers. These are people that are not in any way, shape or form related to the business. So they've never been an IBO. Now, you might think that's unfair because if an IBO joins and then decides not to be an IBO and then he gets demoted to customer and then he just buys your product, you think, well, he's a customer, but not according to the law. If the guy got involved at any stage, bought a starter kit from you, he's an IBO. You can never count him as a customer.
Ever again, even if we need downgrades from an IBO?
Ever again.
Okay.
So now he's an IBO, and you've got to have 70% of your sales coming from customers. These are guys who have never signed up as IBOs. So 70% of the sales are going to people who are actually buying the product to like it. Why have the governments done that? Because they figure if 70% of the people buying your product are customers, then obviously the product is good.
Yeah.
They don't even have to look further. We got a good product. Direct Selling Association actually comes and investigates your business. They send an expert in and they look at everything. They pick through everything. They see anything you're doing illegal, you have the opportunity to fix it. If you don't fix it, you don't become a member of the DSA. So if you're joining a business and you're an MLMer, you want to join a company, then being a member, the company is a member of the DSA, you know that's a huge star on their chests. And if you're a company who's getting into the MLM space, then you need to join the DSA. You need to be a member there because they will tell you if there's anything untoward going on. Now, guys, if it sounds too good to be true, chances are it's too good to be true. I mean, that's just a fact of life.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's making ridiculous offers, I mean, you know, your BS radar is peeping like crazy. Don't sign up with a company.